In our November issue, we have a whole story of ways to make your life easier, making desserts for Thanksgiving that do not require any rolling. And today I'm going to show you how to make an apple date brown Betty. And how we avoid the rolling in this one, we use bread. You're going to need 5 slices of country white bread that you cut into 3/4 inch cubes. Just bake this bread until it's nice and dried out and starting to turn golden brown. 375, that should take about 12 minutes. Make sure you toss it once during cooking so it bakes evenly. Easier than pie, easier than pie, easier than pie. Right here I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter that I melted. I'm going to take that up to the front to make my filling. Okie doke. Now for the filling. While that's baking, you can get everything else ready. Add the butter to a big bowl. 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. 1/4 cup of sugar. 3 tablespoons of unsweetened apple cider. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Stir that all together, then set it aside and peel and cut up 5 Granny Smith or other green tart apples. ABP. Always be prepping ABPA. Always be prepping apples. When I worked at this restaurant called Park Avenue Cafe in the city in Manhattan, when I was in culinary school, I used to have to peel bins of apples every day. One of the most popular desserts on the dessert menu was an apple tart. And every apple was peeled by me for the entire time I was there. So I got really good at it and really efficient. These are medjool dates. They're much bigger than normal dates that you might normally find. Super soft, really unctuous, and so delicious. I highly recommend that you try them. But if you don't want to or you can't, you can substitute raisins. So remove the seeds and then just chop up your dates. Maybe I should do a Betty Cobbler Crisp Crumble week. No dinners. What do you think about that? I can smell that my bread is ready, so I'm gonna go grab it out of the oven so that it can cool off while I'm mixing up the rest of the filling. Alrighty. I don't need this anymore. What else goes in here? 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. You could use ginger, you could use cinnamon. What else could you use? I guess you could use a little bit of clove, not 1/4 teaspoon though. Tablespoon of lemon juice. Exactly. 3 tablespoons of that apple cider. Save the rest to drink. Make some mulled cider. Delicious. And 1/2 cup of sugar. And then 4 teaspoons of all-purpose flour for thickening. There's going to be some additional thickening from this bread. I'm going to make some of those into crumbs and stir that in here too. What do you think about that? All right, so that goes like that. Just set that aside for a second. What you want to do is you want to crush up half of these bread cubes into bread crumbs. If you wanted to use, you could use like, let's say the bottom of a bowl or a can or something like that, or a rolling pin, whatever you want. I'm just going to use the bottom of this bowl. I mean, it's working pretty well. The can probably would have worked a little bit better, I'm not going to lie. The choices we make, you have to live with them. Okay. Then the crumbs and the cubes get stirred into that butter mixture, and you want it to absorb in there just a little bit. You don't want it to get soggy, so make sure you do it right before you're going to assemble. Then take 1/2 cup of this and stir it into this. 1/2 cup of this into that. So then get an 8x8 dish and pour your apple mixture in. It is going to seem kind of full, so don't worry. They cook down. Maybe almost as much as spinach. Not quite, but almost. And then put the remaining breadcrumb cube mixture on top. Even it out. Eat 1 more cube. They're so good. I literally just want to eat that now. Cover it up with foil and bake it at 375 degrees until it's bubbling in the center. Make sure it's in the center, otherwise it won't be cooked. Could take 40 to 55 minutes. Then you're just going to uncover it for about 5 minutes till it's nice and golden brown. This guy's been sitting here for at least 15 minutes. Why don't I pour a little cream on it? Up the ante a little bit.
sweet.
Oh yeah, by a little I mean at least a tablespoon. It's fall-ish and delicious. You can serve it for Thanksgiving or any time of the year. I think you're gonna be happy you didn't roll out that crust. What do you think about them apples? I can actually say that this time.